Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel United unboxing. This is for the Kickstarter exclusive Pet Companions box. This is going to add a couple of different extra little pet miniatures as well as some few extra cards to add to your deck for a unique game. Additionally, as well in this, at the end of the video, we're also going to look over the hybrid symbiote hero, which was at the time of this video, was a Comic-Con exclusive. So they might release it later on in another pack or available somewhere else in the future if they're doing with some of the other stuff in like Witching Hour. But we'll go over that as well. It's not a Kickstarter exclusive, but it is an exclusive. It'd be interesting to look at. So, because they're also they're a hero/companion. So I thought we'd kind of include that in the same thing. So what are the pet companions and what do they do for you? They're going to end up getting 6 guys, six miniatures, but you're actually going to get 7 decks of cards, because actually that locks you in there as well. But what they do is they're going to be a set of 3 cards that you shuffle in to your deck. So here, let's grab one of the cards here and we'll see what they exactly say. So it says, companions. During setup, choose 1 companion and shuffle the 3 companion cards into your hero deck. Place a companion piece on your hero's starting location. For all intents and purposes, your companion cards are considered one of your heroes. So basically, it's doing is giving your deck 3 additional cards. They're going to kind of interact, kind of neat. Once during each of your turns, you may move your companion to a location adjacent to them for free. So they get to move around the board for free. They're not tied to your character's movements. If your character has a 3 movement, they might move 3 spaces away from your companion. Companions are not considered heroes for any game effects. They can't take any damage. However, if there's a companion in your location, you are not alone. So if anything says if a villain says move to the area with the most heroes, they're not going to move there because they're not heroes. They're not going to count their number. But if it ever says anything that says, oh, this does it if your hero is alone or don't take damage unless they're alone, then it's going to counter it. This could tie in really well with the team decks because there's some cards that function as long as they're not alone or they are alone, so that might be different there. If you're removed from the game, your companion is also removed. So the idea is just give you 3 extra alternative cards using your deck. You don't have to take anything out. Doesn't even surprisingly enough tell you to take out your wilds or anything like that, which usually all these modes do. Obviously, generally the rule will be you can only have 1 companion for each character. Or each person can only have 1 companion. So we're going to go ahead and hop in and look at all these cool guys. Let's see if we can get these to go up there. So we're going to start with Throg. So, of course, this is when Thor at one point got turned into a frog. And then later on, another frog hung his hammer, puddled up, and Odin gave him his own little Mjolnir, or it was his own hammer, I guess. It's not technically Mjolnir, I forgot what the name of it is. So he's actually his own character at this point. And these guys are basically the Pet Avengers. Not just me saying that, they're literally in comic books called the Pet Avengers. Yeah, here he's on his little rock with his little Thor. Now, they're also they don't have the regular size bases or anything. Which makes them a little bit more unique. Alright, so on the back side of each of their cards is just going to be these rules for each one. So if you ever need a reminder. So what does he do? He has Frognir. It's not Mjolnir, Frognir. Which lets you do a double attack against a single target in Throg's location. So this is kind of cool because although they get to move around the board, this interacts based off where he's at, not where your hero's at. So this could give you some different options. Like, hey, maybe my cards I can't do a lot, but oh, Throg's across the board, so that could be cool. He has Leap On, move Throg 1 location, then attack in this location. And then he has Worthy. Move Throg 1 location, then Heroic in his location. So that's kind of cool too. Definitely some neat little things there. To go with that, we also have Alligator Loki, which is actually Loki, but from an alternate reality where he is an alligator. Of course, made popular in the Loki TV series. I love his little crown attached to him. And now you don't have to use Throg with a Thor or Alligator Loki with a Loki. You can play him with anybody. You could have, Wolverine running around with a Petty Venger, which would be kind of fun as well. Alright, so there's a little picture up there, so cute. He has Snap. Unpreventable attack in Alligator Loki's location. Intrigue. The next villain turn, you can redirect 1 damage you would take to another target in Alligator Loki's location. And Cheating. Because who doesn't love a good cheating? Steal any action token from another hero in Alligator Loki's location, or Alligator Loki's location with a henchman or villain, gain 1 wild token. It's just kind of fun. You get some different options there. And then now that he has it, it's going to locate on the villain. You actually gain the token instead. Cool. Alright. Up next we have Falcon's buddy, Redwing. So he's got a really cool little miniature as well. If it wants to focus. Come on. There we go. It's just perched up on a branch there. Alright, and what does Redwing do for us? He has Telepathic Link. Move Redwing 1 location, then heroic or attack in this location. Scouting. If Redwing is in a villain's location, reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. And Helping Wings. Move or heroic can attack in one of your and another Redwing's locations. That's pretty cool. Sorry, excuse me. Awesome, that's pretty fun as well. Alright, our next one up is we have from Captain Marvel. We have Goose. The Flirting. Not the cat, actually. I love the pose. Where he's like having attack position. Plus, there's a cool base. Like a sci-fi techie base, which is really neat. So what does Goose do for us? Goose has a pocket dimension, because of course Goose does. Goose. Until the beginning of your next hero, Goose. Until the beginning of your next turn, heroes in Goose's location can't be forced to discard action tokens, and if they end their turn in her location, they may gain 1 move, heroic, or attack token. Yes, you get prevent discarding. Tentacle Protrusion. Attack against 2 different targets in Goose's location. Or Overwhelming Cuteness. The next villain's turn, BAM effects of that villain and henchman in Goose's location are cancelled. So this would be kind of cool if you could plan that out, right? It's awesome. Very simple, very cool effects. Up next we have Cosmo. The Cosmonaut Space Dog to help out the Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, nice fun pose because he's in space, so he's kind of... Now, they didn't put a face shield over him, unfortunately. That would have been kind of fun. Wonder if I could somehow get like a clear bubble to put over there. Doesn't help that they also put his tongue kind of hanging out over the top of it. But you could just say his shield's down, but... As actually, it kind of looks like in the picture, like the front of his face shield's open. Just want to note this. If there was an issue in printing on the back of these, and our next character we haven't revealed, Jeff the Shark, invaded the back of Cosmo's cards, all of them. But they're not going to reprint them. They might have to ever... It's a Kickstarter, so they probably won't ever reprint these cards. But since it doesn't actually affect gameplay, it's not that big of a deal. So Cosmo says, "No more Mr. Nice Dog. Next villain turn, for each damage taken by a hero in Cosmo's location, immediately heroic or attack there." Telekinesis. Each hero in Cosmo's location may turn down one of their face-down heroes cards in the story face-up. And Mental Sedation. Attach a stun token to a villain or henchman in Cosmo's location. The next villain bam is cancelled and the token is discarded. I like how they're all very much different cards as well. Alright. Then we have Jeff the Shark, who has Gwenpool can only use Jeff the Shark as a companion. No other hero can use him if she is in play. So if Gwenpool is in play, who I think Jeff the Shark is actually on her display base, only he's allowed to use him. Now again, excuse me. Like I said in any other of my videos, it's your game, do whatever you want. You really want to have Gwenpool in play and you want to have anyone else use him, go ahead, no one's going to stop you. Unfortunately now I can't really do too much rotating with this because he doesn't actually, he's too small to attach to my standee. There's little Jeff the Shark running around. Alright, so then Jeff the Shark's deck. He has razor sharp teeth. He's going to attack in his rotation. He has Jump the Shark. Move Jeff one location, and then attack in his rotation. And then he actually has a bag ability. Insatiable Hunger. You must discard the leftmost thug or civilian Jeff's location. And each location he enters this turn. So if you ever have a reason to get rid of him, he's definitely not bad. Alright, then the last one we have in the pack doesn't actually have a miniature. It is Lockheed, who has the same idea. As Kitty Pryde can only be using Lockheed as a companion. No other hero can use him if she's in play. So Lockheed the Dragon jumps around and helps him out. I did bring the miniature over for this video, but just as a note, he is not in this box. His miniature is available with the Kitty Pryde figure in the X-Men campaign. And again, like Lockheed, or like Jeff, he doesn't want to attack, but yeah. So there is Lockheed there. He has his little flame. So yeah, he has ways to interact with her, so we're really cool. But yeah, he does not come in, the miniature does not come in the box, but you can use him. Now let's say you don't own, you picked this up but you haven't bought the Kitty Pryde one. You can use something else, use a die, use a different miniature, whatever. As long as something's represented for his movement, that's all that really matters. But here's Lockheed. So we have Fire Breathing, attacking Lockheed's rotation, Smoke Breathing. The next villain's turn, each hero in Lockheed's rotation ignores 1 damage they would take. And Piloting Skills. If you end your turn in Lockheed's location, after using the end your turn effect there, you can move him with any other location and use his end of a turn effect. That's pretty cool if unlocked, of course. So that is our pet companion deck. So the only pet that's really missing that could have been added is they could have done something with Lockjaw from the Inhuman set. Would have been kind of neat as well. Now, alternatively, what you can do is, because all 3 of these are special ability cards, is you could probably include Lockjaw, use him as a companion as well, and just move him around the board, and just take his 3 basic cards. I have to look at them for sure to check. So let me grab them quick. Alright, so that was everything that was in here. I just want to do a quick look at Lockjaw because he's the only other animal character we have. He's also part of the Pet Adventures. So I just wanted to see if he would be playable as a pet companion. So there's a good old Lockjaw there. So they use the 3 cards from their decks that are their special abilities. And he actually has 3 different ones. So Interdimensional Teleport. Move to any location. You may bring any hero in your location with you. So this could definitely be like wherever Lockjaw is moved around the board, if he's right there, he could teleport somewhere along the board. He has a second one, but with Heroic on the bottom. And then he actually has 2 copies of Tracking Sense. So you could just pick one of those, have 2 Incremental Transporters, and 1 Tracking Sense. It says move to any location containing a hero, henchman, or villain and attack there. Or you could have 2 of that in the other one. So I think he would be fairly easy. He doesn't have like any super complicated abilities. So I think you could definitely use him as a companion as well. Just if you want to keep kind of like the pet theme going. Alright, then the last thing well, not the last thing, one of the last things we want to look at in here is we have hybrid. So, symbiote companions. We have a hybrid here, which has 4 symbiotes in it. This is actually an interesting concept as well. Which is a really neat idea. I almost wish they'd do more of this. During setup, choose one of those symbiotes and shuffle their 3 symbiote companion cards into your deck. For all intents and purposes, your symbiote companions are considered one of your heroes and are played as a normal storyline. So it works just like any of the other ones. So we're going to have 3 copies of for Agony, 3 cards for Lasher, 3 for Phage, and 3 for Riot. So we have basically 4 more companions here. Now, we don't have any miniatures for them. So, it kind of explains this on the other side here. So it says, we also have a hybrid hero. All 4 symbiote cards may be shuffled together to form a hybrid, a new playable symbiote hero. Use any available symbiote game piece. When playing as hybrid, ignore the rules and instructed to remove the double wilds from the deck, such as when playing as the main hero in commander mode or using generic equipment challenge. So they have a little bit extra rule there. But basically the same idea as if you want to use the companions. Just grab a different symbiote. You could use, we have regular Carnage. I mean, because if you don't care if they're villain or hero looking, we have for heroes, we have Venom, Symbiote Spider-Man, Agent Venom. So those would be the 3 heroes. If you don't care if it's a villain, we also have another Venom. We have regular Carnage, Dark Carnage, and Scream. Scream would probably be the one that would make the most sense because she's included in with these guys. I guess technically you could argue Null as well. But yes, it's kind of neat. You could do this. I could definitely see this being a neat idea for other like groups of characters that aren't like always out there. I'll talk about that then. Let's look through these cards and then I'll talk about some of that. That way, if you don't care, you can go ahead and shut off the video. Alright, so we have Agony here who has Acid Generation. During the next villain turn, if a villain or henchman deals damage to you, deal 1 unpreventable damage back. Chemical Absorption. During the next villain turn, if you are a target of a BAM effect, gain 1 heroic token and they ignore the first damage they would deal to you. And during the next villain turn, if you are forced to discard the last card in hand, draw 1 card first. Alright, then for Lasher, we have Whip Like Tendrils. Turn face down another Lasher card on the storyline to perform a double move. Symbiote Ensnaring. Attach a stun token to the villain or henchman in your location. The next turn, their BAM is cancelled. The token is discarded. Symbiote Enhancement. Move or attack an adjacent location. If you do, you must play your next card randomly. Do something good with the symbiotes. Turn face down another Phage card on the storyline to perform a double heroic. Symbiote Blades. Attack damage. All damage you deal this turn is unpreventable. And Symbiote Enhancement. Attack if you do, play the next card randomly. And then Riot has Symbiote Hammer. Turn a face down another Riot card on the storyline to perform a double attack. Furious Charge. Move. This turn you may treat move symbols as attacks. And he has a Symbiote Enhancement as well. Attacking if you do, must play your next card randomly. So cool. So that makes a really interesting new hero. You have lots of different mechanics going on there. You have no just basic cards. So they do make for a very interesting group of characters, plus each companion. Now, the difference between these companions and the pet companions is they don't require a location for anybody, or a miniature, because none of them say do this in that location. So there's a slight difference there. You don't have to then have a miniature for each one if you'd like to. I think the idea is supposed to be with these guys is you are wearing that symbiote. So if like I was playing as, if I was playing as Spider-Man, I have Riot symbiote on, and I'd be getting to use his abilities occasionally. I think that's the idea of it. But yeah, it's still a really neat idea and concept. So that's all I have for these sets of cards. I'm going to do a little bit of talking about other things you can do with I think the companions would be neat with. So if you don't really care, you just want to know the contents of the game, thanks for joining me. See you guys later. Check the other videos, hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to ramble for a little bit about some other stuff. So if you stick around for that, hey, awesome. So yeah, with the whole companion idea here, I think it could be neat if they made a fourth campaign to maybe do some extra little miniature decks like this for other, especially like this, where it's half heroes, half companions. Because then you could make some neat characters. Like, I would love to see one if I could pick 4 characters, would be the Warriors 3 and Sif. That would be a really cool idea for if they didn't want to make, again, I would love to have miniatures for every single character. I'd love to have miniatures for these guys. But I could definitely see it as a neat way to add some of these people, like, oh, well, do we have enough things to make a full deck for Volstagg or Hogan the Grim? You know, like, can we make a full deck for them? Sure, but, like, because you only need to really design three special cards and the rest are all generic. But maybe, like, are they going to be popular enough, or is that a waste of a, you know, also, again, if you have to do the Warriors 3 and you're doing 3 separate things, could we have put 3 other heroes in there? So I can see decks that would be kind of neat, where then, hey, I could add the Warriors 3 and Sif as a full hero if I wanted to play them. I just have to take a different character. You know, or even if they did something like that where they were like, we made Lady Sif as a full character. Then we made the Warriors 3 as 3 sets of companion cards, but you could combine them with Lady Sif and replace her other ones, right? And that might be kind of interesting too. Like, right, so you could have a full deck that way, or put them in place of, like, even like Thor. Like, I want Thor and these guys all as one full deck, and you have to, like, take out all their generic cards or something. Like, I don't know, that might be taking more play testing, but that'd be kind of a cool idea. But yeah, it might be other neat little things like that. Might have been like the Morlocks. Some of them, like, you could have like cards like Artie and Leech, and maybe some of the other Morlocks is, like, again, little minor companions. Well, I could throw like 1 or 2 of them in a deck, helping out my characters, or I could, you know, and again, they wouldn't all have to have miniatures, because you could go like these guys where they don't have necessarily movement abilities, but they'd be neat ways to add minor characters into your deck. But you can add like a couple of different Morlocks, Artie, Leech, you know, whoever else. Like, Callisto is currently only a villain in this set. You could add her in there. You know, just stuff like that would be kind of neat. Trying to think like what other like little teams or characters would be interesting with that. I mean, it'd be some existing characters you could do too, and that's the other thing I'm looking at with this is basically you're taking the 3 power cards for a character, and you're adding them into somebody else's deck to make them, just boosting them up a little bit, right? And I wonder if you could do that with any other hero. Like, if you're playing as Iron Man, could I add War Machine in as his thing? Are his cards going to be too powerful? Or maybe not. Maybe that's just the thing. Maybe you have to take out the double wild, like you have to do with equipment and other stuff. But what if you could play as Iron Man and War Machine as an ally that could come and have access to his couple of cards? The solo mode kind of already does that. It lets you take one hero, you play as them, and then you can have the other decks out there, and the other 3 are kind of shuffled out, and you have a team display out, and you get to pick which one to use. So it's that same idea, except you're playing a full deck, except now you have kind of, you're playing as 2 characters. And it'd be very interesting to do, although some of them, again, might need a thing where you have to have that extra miniature on the board. And that'd be kind of cool, too. And then we do also have, I know we have at least 3 base colors, because we have blue and gold from the X-Men set, and then we have red and blue from the Civil War set. So you could even be like, pair your characters up together if you're playing with mixing guys up, and be like, you might just have to find another color base, or you have to see if the blues are the same. They might be kind of different. But yeah, you could do that, or you could always just put like, oh, I'm going to take red bases and put red bases or gold bases or blue bases on all the companions, so you know who are the companions versus who aren't. And that'd be kind of an interesting idea there. You could have Hulk teaming up with She-Hulk, or, Hawkeye and Mockingbird. You could play as, like, some of the teams, like Rogue and Gambit, and have one or the other. It'd be kind of a neat idea, like, so basically be playing eight characters in a game, but only technically have 4 decks. The one downside, one thing you have to also keep in mind, though, is the reason any of the companions, you add extra cards into your deck. Every time you draw one of those 3 cards, it's one less you're drawing from that character. But then again, that could even be a neat way of, like, playing something like, let's say, the Fantastic Four. Because they have their special Fantastic Four card. So it makes it really hard to play a game. Like, they're not as effective every time you take out more members. But what if you each person played as a member of the Fantastic Four and then added another companion in there? So you could add, like, some of the other Fantastic Four members who have been at times, like Medusa, Crystal, She-Hulk, Ant-Man, or even the new ones, Spidey, Wolverine, Hulk, Ghost Rider, Black Panther, Storm have been some. Like, you could add some of them other guys and it'd be kind of neat. Or Spider-Man with that Into the Spider-Verse set. You could play as 4 Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ghost Spider, and then, like, Scarlet Spider. You could play as the, like, four big main Spider characters, right? And then add 4 other Spider characters. I mean, you have Scarlet Spider, Silk, Spider-Woman, Spider-Ham, Spider-Punk, both different Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Noir, Spider, Penny Parker, and probably missing, like, Iron Spider. But, like, again, yeah, you could have, that would be a neat way to, like, add all the different Spider characters into one game by just adding them 3 cards in there as companions. They're mixed into your deck. They're going to make it a little bit harder to get some of the other cards you might need occasionally. Again, couples for, like, the X-Men team characters stuff. Wolverine teaming up with different people. I mean, he's been mentored. He's mentored, X-23, Kitty Pryde, Wolfsbane at times, or Feral sometimes. You have him teaming up Cable with Deadpool, or Deadpool with Bob. So some really interesting things. That'd be a neat thing to test out. And again, I'm not going to say everyone's going to work perfectly, because some might just be overpowered. But what's nice about the way the Marvel United game works is if you bought everything. Granted, if you don't have everything, it should be harder. If you bought other things, if that seems too easy, you can make it difficult. Guardians of the Galaxy Remix set has the Plan B cards, which make your defeat thugs, rescue civilians, clear threats. You have to do more. So add that in there. That's going to make the game harder. Annihilation set has the Complication deck, which is going to make the game harder. You could add in Dark Carnage challenge set. You could add in Fing Fang Foom challenge set. So some of those guys would make the game harder. If you think there's going to get more heroes, if you think it's too easy, add some of that stuff in to make the game harder. Again, take out your wild cards. Don't use equipment. There's plenty of other things. Accelerate. I like to hear villains start with 1 extra master plan and play. That might make it harder to not face down. Make them play it face up. There's tons of things you can do. I think that would be a neat way to, like, break open the deck game. If you want to just add those things in there, it'd be kind of cool to have some extra teams. Also, plus, if you're like me and you own every single set, it might be a way for you to basically get to play as every character a lot quicker. As opposed to having to play a game with 4. I mean, you're talking there's 100, 200 plus characters already after all this. Also, now you get to play a 4-player game. Now you're playing 8 characters. And you're still getting to play their basic 3 cards at least. I mean, again, some characters you're going to have to watch out for. They have starting hand cards. If you can ignore them, maybe be like, oh, I'm playing Wolverine as an ally, right? I don't need to use his starting regeneration. I'm going to use his other abilities. Or you could use it and now it's stuck in your starting hand. Gives you less options for the other characters. So now you're stuck with just Wolverine. But does he heal or do you heal? Well, you don't heal. Or he doesn't heal. He doesn't take damage, right? So again, you might have to take out some of them cards. There might be a little bit of tweaking here and there, but alright, that is enough of me rambling for now. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Hit me up in the comments if you have any ideas about other companions or other little cool ideas like that. Check out all the other decks, videos. See you guys later. Bye.